Daniel Lippman is the co-author of Politico Playbook, and he joins me now from Washington. All right, so as I do every single morning, Mark, I read the Politico Playbook today, and there are sources telling CBS News that the president is very likely to sign the deal. But you've reported in Playbook that there are some lawmakers that have run into some disagreements. And I know that in the Playbook you say that these things, they wax and they wane. But what are the main sticking points right now?
So, President Trump is likely to sign this thing, but that's only if it actually gets approved. And there's some last minute haggling over the final text of this bill before it goes on the floor. So the issues that we've identified include exactly how he will spend that $1.375 billion on border wall or fencing, as Democrats call it. Will he have to get approval from certain people to, spend that money? How is he going to spend that? And also, in terms of the Violence Against Women Act, is that going to get wrapped up in this bill as well? It's expired, and so previously, and so there are some last-minute small changes that they are fighting about.
So the president says even if he supports this deal, he's going to allocate more money for the wall from other sources. He says money for border security is going to total $23 billion. I don't follow politics the way you guys do in D.C. Maybe I missed it, but where's that money coming from, and what are the consequences of doing that?
Yeah, this $23 billion figure is kind of new to his talking points. He is going to try to find a couple extra $1 billion from federal government allocated spending and reallocate it to spend more money on the wall. And so everyone was talking about yesterday an $881 million program that the Pentagon has, where they are allowed to, build fencing and prevent smugglers from crossing the border with drugs and people. And so that's one area that he could tap into. But he's going to look at the low priority federal programs to do that. But that also raises constitutional concerns, given that Congress has the power of the purse, and that has not changed under President Trump. He can't just willy-nilly say, well, actually, even though Congress said I should spend $1 billion on, helping the health care of detainees in ICE jails, let's actually spend that on the wall. You can't, there's a reason that we have a budget process in the Congress.
And he keeps saying that the wall's already being built. Is it?
Well, in very small sections, they've been working on it, but not much of it has been built. And so his new slogan, "Finish the Wall," which they've put in those big banners at some of his recent rallies, that kind of came out of nowhere, given that he's been talking about how much he wanted the Congress to fund the wall. And so now he's kind of trying to claim victory even before they actually got started on this big project.
So here's the other thing, Daniel. Mitch McConnell seems determined to hold a vote on this agreement, even without the assurance that the president will support it. That's a drastic change from his approach during the last shutdown. What's behind that?
Yeah, McConnell has decided that because there was a bipartisan deal that was reached earlier this week, and that they're still working out the details of, that is more important for him to support than President Trump's position, which he has not revealed officially yet. I think he will likely sign it. He said there's probably going to be no government shutdown again. He already proved his point on that front. But McConnell wants to show to negotiators that if you work hard on a bipartisan basis and you reach a deal like they have here, and neither side is happy, then that indicates that it's probably a good deal. And he has said it's a good deal for the president, and he wants to abide by that. He doesn't want to throw his members on the bus who have made concessions, and Democrats have also given stuff as well.
Yeah, speaking of who's not happy and who is happy, I like the little tidbit that you had in the newsletter about you guys were, I guess, talking to Mark Meadows, and Chuck Schumer walks by. This is after Meadows had been making the rounds on cable news saying that everybody seemed to be happy, and Schumer walks by and says, "I'm not happy." I guess he was joking, though, right?
Yeah, I think Schumer's pretty much of a happy warrior, and so he, was trying to have a nice moment of levity on the Hill yesterday, and that's what we saw.
Good stuff. Daniel Lippman, always great to have you, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Vlad.